Hello and welcome to the Tomcast. I'm Tom, president and dictator for life of 515comics.com. So it's Wednesday. My next show is Ericon, which is this Saturday, which is also my birthday. So if you're going to be in Boone, Iowa on Saturday, come to this free show at Ericon and say happy birthday to me. That'd be swell. Anyway, today I am working on a project that I've wanted to work on for a while. That's more masks, and the thing I said the last time I was talking about masks was the next one I make needs to be the mask of Burenna, which is a mask that has horns, which I've never attempted before. So we're gonna see how this turns out, and I just thought I'd do a little progress update thing like I've done for mask videos in the past. I'm gonna be using this. I'm actually gonna use two of these masks to make this mask. I want to start using these that I got. As you may recall from a previous video, I don't like these. They're very flat, and they're just, the nose is pretty extreme, but I do need the nose. I very foolishly cut off the nose of this mask, which is what I've been using to make masks all this time. And yeah, I need to be able to leave a spot for the nose. So my plan is that I will use this and kind of lay it atop this one, or basically give it an extended forehead of sorts. I'm not sure. As soon as I get the stuff mixed up and start laying it on, I might see what will work best. But for now, I need to find a way to get this to hold its shape better. So I think I need to tie, I just found some string, some random string. I'm going to go ahead and try and tie this together so that it will actually hold a little bit better of a shape, because this pancake is not really ideal. I mean, maybe it would be. I don't know. I just don't feel like it shapes to a face as well as if it had a little bit more of a curve to it. So anyway, that's where I'm at. I'll probably check back in once I have mixed all of the stuff and actually have the mask shaped on there. I'll let you know how things turned out. Okay, so it's about a half hour later. I'm getting crap all over my nice shirt that I didn't want to get crap all over because I'm really good at pointing ahead. So this is what I did. Let's have a look at it, huh? Alright, so yeah. So that's, and just again for reference, I've probably already put it up somewhere, but that's what I'm shooting for, is that mask there, what with the horns. So we've got the little side horns, which are going to be right about next to the ear. And we've got those on each side. Sorry for the weird lighting. And then we've got these big monstrosities. So yeah, this has been interesting, and we're going to see how it dries. I ended up making like way more of this stuff than I expected I would need to. It's been a while since I've mixed any of this stuff, and I couldn't find the directions, although I honestly did not look for the directions on how to mix the stuff. I was just kind of doing it by feel, just adding more material, more water, and yeah, there's a lot. So first of all, this is the first time I'm using these new hockey masks as a base, and they've got, like I said, the very extreme nose. So I had to make more material to make it thicker, so that there can be some surface above that nose cavity that's going to be made, so that it's not super weak there and won't crack there, and so that there's not a weird little hole there. However, you know, the stuff dries really, really thoroughly, and it's basically paper. So at that point, even though this will be the mask with maybe the most material I've ever put into a single mask, it should still be relatively light. We will see. Also, I still have to cut out the eyes, and she has kind of intricate eyes. I've never done eyes like that before either. But that'll take off some of the weight, and maybe will work. We'll see. I don't really know. I have to let it dry a little bit before I can cut into it, because I want it to hold its shape a little bit. Something that, well, I'll probably see it better on the other side. Something that that's sort of interesting. So again, I did end up just using one of these masks as a prop, and also I've got just some crap jammed under there to keep it in place. But there's not like a perfect seal there. So there's all this extra material that's going to be like, I don't know what this is going to look like when it's dry and I take it apart, but I have a feeling that there's going to be a bunch of excess material that I'm going to have to try and sand off or grind off in some way. I really don't know yet, but overall I'm pretty happy with the shape, and also I'm pretty happy with these crappy cheap masks that I bought, because first of all, the fact that they still have a nose on them, that I didn't cut the nose off, is nice, because I can kind of get a center point and see like, oh, so about this much cheek on this side, about this much cheek on this side. Like, it sort of helps me measure. And then also for this particular mask, since I'm not doing a circle mask and we've got the horns coming out the top, this little venting area, which is actually where you attach some of the headband, acts as kind of a nice center point for me, so I can kind of like space out my horns more evenly. So it ended up working out pretty good. I'm going to leave it for a few hours. I'm going to fuss with it a little bit more, I'm not going to lie. But then I'm going to leave it for a few hours. Alright, it's been about another half hour. I made some adjustments, and I decided to go ahead and make another mask since I still had some material left over. So that's cool. Ideally, I can get them outside. If I had been thinking ahead, I would have put all of this on a tray of some kind, but I think it might be kind of fun to videotape and see if I can actually get it on a tray now that it's 4 or 5 different pieces that are holding the thing all together. This is probably a really bad idea, so here we go. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and take it outside, let it dry for an hour, maybe a half hour, I don't know. And then I'll carve it some and maybe I'll show it to you again. We'll end the video for now. Hello and welcome back. It's about an hour and a half later. 2 hours later? I don't know. Anyway, kind of humid outside, and for a while they were in the shade, so not as dry as I was expecting them to be based on previous mask making. Also, these are thicker, and I probably got them wetter than I usually do, but drying is progressing. I'm going to go ahead and show you. Also, real quick, there's a baby. He's getting mad because I'm not paying attention to him, and I'm talking and he was sleeping. Sorry, buddy. Alright, I'll kind of do that. Okay, alright. Anyway, real quick, I'll just show you. These are starting to dry. I did straighten them out a little bit too, because I remembered that usually I draw them going pretty much straight up. But yeah, we're starting to get some color change. I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, these are pretty solid. I can tell that they're going to dry pretty fine. And also, I remembered that the back end of this, since it's on this plastic, stays pretty soft. So once the front gets pretty dry and pretty hard, and it can withstand some movement, I'll probably be able to scrape off some of the excess stuff I was worried about behind these horns without too much trouble. So I'm going to go ahead and try and carve some face and cracks and stuff into both of these. There's the regular one. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right, and try and keep him happy all the while. We'll see if I can keep rocking him and also use sharp objects. This should be great. I don't see what could go wrong. Okay, so again, just for reference, this is the mask that I am making, and I think that it is coming out really great. I tried not to do too deep of cuts in the horns, because again, I'm not sure how well those will be supported. So mostly I wanted them to just be painted on, but it looks different, you know? It looks better when there's actually a crack in the surface there. Now the eyes are interesting. I wasn't quite sure how I was going to do this. I ended up just cutting out the lower portion completely, and then the upper part of the eye is not cut all the way through. That might be hard to see, but it's basically just a big divot. So I'm just going to fill it with paint, and then the wearer of the mask will just see through the lower parts of the eyes. And I might be able to expand those a little bit from the inside too once this dries a little bit more. Oh, hello. Once this dries a little bit more, and I can move it around. It's as I was carving it, I was like, it's very similar actually to carving a pumpkin in a lot of ways. You cut it out, you got your pieces that you chunk out of the thing, and then yeah, you can actually carve the inside a little bit differently too. I don't want to get too much of the backing of the mask out, because laying it on these hockey masks sort of gives it shape for cheeks and mouth area and stuff, so I don't want to mess with that too much. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I talking too loud? Am I talking too loud? I think I am. Okay, I think that is where we are going to go ahead and leave it for today. Thank you very much for watching again. If you don't have anything to do on Saturday, come to Aerocon in Boone and say hello to me. And I will probably bring this mask with me. It's not for sale. It is for use by someone who requested I make it so that they could cosplay this character. I don't know if they're still interested in doing that, but I'm going to make it anyway. And if they don't want it, then I'll sell it. But I would assume that they would probably still want it. They've not told me otherwise. So anyway, you can come check it out. And maybe I'll have another one done by then too. Actually, I doubt that any of them are going to be done. But you can come and see what the progress is like, and you can pick up other stuff if you want to buy stuff. Anyway, thanks as always for watching. You keep your stick on the ice.